Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tolu Seun. I make content and lifestyle and relationship tips. If this is the first time here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop a video. As an African parent, it can be quite challenging living abroad, being a mom and raising kids. And I'm sure I'm not the only one on this table. You know, when you had the element of being abroad without help, it's a different ballgame entirely. Please, mothers abroad, mothers in diaspora, how do you guys survive? How do you do it? It's not been easy, especially as a young mom raising 3 kids without help. I know some people will be like, who said you go abroad? Instead of it to have stayed here and at least you can have extended family members and all that. But at least, whichever way, we are here already. What can we do? How do you guys survive? You know, the culture alone where you're based is another impact on a child. Like for instance, now you go out with a child and your child one way or the other just does one thing or another, you know, being a child, and instead of it to just spank her or spank him as an African parent, but what do? You just hold your hands like this and just watch the girl or the boy just behave the way he wants to. Well, you know, when you're home, even before you do anything, other parents would have gathered around and just called that same child, but you can't do that here. In fact, I heard, even in the UK now, I heard some people are beginning to like send their children back home. And I can't blame them. In fact, even me, if I know, if I know where then they take cab to Nigeria from South Africa, I will send my own too. Not because they are body. African children, I don't know if you guys observe, they can be demanding, like, they ask you this, they ask you that. Gone are those days that it is what we have from what we get from our parents that we make do with. Like, that is what we make use of. That is what we, you know, the little things they do, we appreciate it, and it's a lot for us. But children of nowadays, they are by the TV watching different kind of cartoons and they are seeing toys, seeing all manner of dresses, and they are asking you, Mommy, can you buy this for me? Daddy, can you buy this for me? Ha! Sometimes I'm like, you want to have the whole world? You want to have the whole world? Please, mothers in diaspora, I've asked before. I want to ask again, how are you guys coping? How are you surviving? I know I'm not the only one on this table. I know I'm sure it's not like I'm complaining, but you know, being abroad without help, without assistance, you know, back at home, you'd have just gotten like probably your sister or your cousins or any of your relatives can just be around and just help you. Especially, I know I shared in one of my videos when I had my twins, and thank God to those that God used for me back then to be of huge support to me, because back then I couldn't bring my mom because of visa issue. For those who know South Africa, if you want to apply for visa, it is only, you know, in God we trust. I understand. I think some places like UK, Canada, US, it can be easy like that to bring your mom or your mom-in-law. But here in South Africa, sometimes, I'm not going to say every time, sometimes it can be challenging. And by the time my mom's visa even came out, it was after my daughter had clocked several months, and I'm like, okay, why do I, like, you know, so I just felt like, let me just continue. So for you who have been able to bring your mom, kudos to you. And for us too, who have not been able to bring our mom, kudos to us too, but at least we know that we will survive. You know, balancing work, balancing home, having to cook, having to clean, having to play every role at home as a woman, it's a lot. And then your child, your child will also need this attention that you cannot deprive him or her of. Then there was a time I remember in my church years ago, one lady just called me after service and she was like, Sister, why is it that you don't like, you back then I always like to like pack my natural hair because I see it's stressful for me to go and sit at the salon and make my hair. Guys, as I said, you see, motherhood in diaspora, it's not being so. She called me and she was like, why is it that you like to pack your hair back and your children, you're always making their hair? Who makes their hair? I said, I make their hair. And she was like, you make your children's hair, but you don't make your own hair. It's like you don't like making your hair. And I'm like, okay, where do I want to have that chance? After making their hair, 2 girls for that matter, natural hair, make it, you cook, you clean, you fine. Kudos to our loving husbands that also support us. Yes, they are huge support, but you know, there's still a limit to what some men can do. The rest of it, when it comes to managing them, still lies rather on the woman. So you can hardly have time to even take care of yourself, not to know talk of. There are times you want to rest. You know, there are times like I just lie down and I just want to rest, and then you hear mommy, and you know that yes, this person needs something. As this one is calling mommy, another one is calling mommy, and you just have to open this, just these 2 ears, just these 2 ears, oh, not more than these 2 ears, to all of them and listen to their needs. Imagine this scenario: they just had their nap, and you were busy cleaning, busy cooking, probably just preparing the food they're going to eat when they're awake, or just doing 1 or 2 things. And the moment you are done with those chores and you decide to just put your head on the bed, on the pillow, and sleep, and then you hear mommy, hey! You know, there are times I feel like I just want to disappear. Like, I tell my husband sometimes, I feel like, I tell him, I'm like, just thank God this is South Africa. Like, if South Africa to Nigeria is a place that I can just board the bus. If they actually board the bus at Pretoria, it would have been so easy for me. I'll just board the bus and just go home sometimes. I'll go on 2 weeks and I will leave you and the children at home. Because it can be very, very draining. And you see, in fact, there are times we even go out. We'll go out like to eat as a family. As one is telling you he or she wants to go to the toilet, as you're coming back, another one is saying he wants to go to the toilet. So much that even at some point you lose interest in that food. Or talk about sometimes when they need to go to the play park to play, you have to just go with them. Because I understand that. In fact, let me quickly chip that in. In fact, you see the issue of children going to the park alone. Let me even ask you, mothers, do you go to the park all the time with your children, especially the kind of park that you have in the same estate where you live? Because I have a park in my estate. Sometimes, before I used to, in fact, at first I was going with my children. Then later, when I realized they've already gotten the hang of it, I leave them to it's just like a few seconds away from my apartment. They can just go and come back. But at some point, they started having issues with other children. When I mean other children, I'm sure you understand, started having issues with other kids, because sometimes when they talk or, when they start discussing and so many things happening between them, it becomes an issue. And then when my children comes home and they report to me, and you hear what caused the friction, and you feel like grabbing such a child and just dealing with him or her because it's so uncalled for. But here in South Africa, and I'm sure not just in South Africa, abroad, nothing like community parenting. So you can hardly scold another man's child or another woman's child. Another instance, recently, I had my clothes on the line in my garden, and a neighbor's child from the top floor, spilled water on my cloth for no reason. Like, does that really make sense? And I caught him red-handed doing that in the act. And when I saw him, I said, stop. He still continued. I said, stop it. He still continued. The mother came over, and the mother was like, da 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 da. And I felt so like, Jesus, is this it? Like, on a normal ground, such a child, now, you would have scolded such a child, like for such an act. Once again, mothers abroad, how do you cope with so many things that surrounds being a mom abroad? I want to hear your opinion in the comment section. How you survive abroad, being a mom. Please share. Maybe there's one secret that I'm yet to find out that can even help me or even help other mothers out there. Tell me where you are as a mom, where you're living as a mom, and tell us how you've been able to navigate your way around being a mother without help. To get a help is not the issue. It comes at a cost, yes. But as couples, if the man is working, the lady is home, there is no need for help, right? But that's where the whole lot of burden comes upon the woman. At some point, I used to have a help that comes around to help me clean the house and also stay with my children when I need to go to the store to get some items. Because, you can't be carrying 3 children like around. Where do I want to put them? Grown-up toddlers, put them in the trolley, the 3 of them. No. So I had to get her to once in a while just come around and just help me clean the house and also watch the kids. But at some point I realized my stew were getting sour, like change of taste, like getting bad. One day I caught her stealing meat from my pot.
What?
And guess what, guys? This lady didn't even apologize for such a act. Like, she didn't say she's sorry. She said nothing. She just returned the rest of the meat back into the fridge and she left. Since then, I've been like, no. And even sometimes when I go out to like get to the mall, by the time I come back, is that one of my children is hurt? Is that one of them, like, she's not giving them such attention as she ought to. And it's not easy. Like, it's dangerous leaving kids all by themselves and just not giving them attention. Before you know it, they've climbed where they're not supposed to climb. Before you know it, they've touched what they're not supposed to touch or grab whatever it is they're not supposed to. So I had to send her away. And I recently got a new one. And the new one I even got, she only comes around once in a week to just help me clean and nothing more. And while she's cleaning, I'm busy either cooking or doing production. And I also have other businesses I manage. For those of you who don't even know, I have a skincare cosmetic business. And, I'm not talking about those who mix all those things. If you haven't seen my video where I talked about that, I think I should link it up. So to do production of natural skincare is a lot. Like, it can be draining. It takes your whole energy. You can be on stand from morning till like 4 hours doing production. So it's a lot. From now trying to do that, manage businesses, more than one, and also trying to manage home, manage the kids, being there for them as a mom. It's quite challenging without help. All right, I'm coming. Okay, just give me a few minutes when I'm done, okay? Guys, did you see? They just came back from school. And one of them is already asking for attention again. You see what I'm saying? How do you guys cope? I'm not the only one on this table, I'm sure. And I don't want to be emotional. How do you guys cope? Mothers abroad, how do you cope without help? Without, whether you have a living maid, whether you don't have a living maid, as long as you're abroad, how do you cope? How do you manage it? Because I know we are, our mothers are not able to come live with us forever here. Our sisters are not able to come here for a longer period of time to stay with us and help us with the kids. So how do you guys cope? Is there a secret that I don't know? Please share with us. Let us know in the comment section which part of the world are you and how you navigate your way around being a mom without help. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching this video so far. I need to quickly opt now to the kitchen. As usual, life continues, yes. And get something done for them. See you guys in my next video. God bless you guys. Bye.
Last time I sang, the sun won't shine till we meet again. Be waiting all these stormy nights, oh yeah. Stormy night, oh yeah. They found you on my way yet again. We must be meant for each other, girl, oh yeah. Baby, don't fight it.